Hey there, quick note before we dive in. What you're watching right now is a lesson from one of my courses that I've decided to release completely for free here on YouTube so you don't have to pay a dime. So instead of asking you to buy my course, if you want to show your appreciation, here's a couple of things that you can do. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel. These small actions tell YouTube to share my content with more people, which is a huge help. Also, feel free to check out my recommended equipment links in the description below. If you do purchase equipment from these links, I do get a small commission at no extra cost to you whatsoever. Or if you want to, you can leave me a super thanks or even just hit play on one of my playlists. I know it sounds silly, but if you just hit play on one of my playlists and let it play in the background, even if you're not paying attention, it tells YouTube, hey, people are watching these videos. I'm going to push it out to more people. So even if you just want to do that, I would love it. I would appreciate it so much. And then lastly, if you're looking for more personalized help, I do offer private coaching that you can find in the description of this video. Either way, I really appreciate you, whether you choose to do one of these things or not. Just by simply watching this video, it means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Now, let's get to the lesson. All right, so far in the course, really throughout the entire course, I've taken things in really small chunks, just little videos here and there. So like with compression, it's broken up to little videos, EQ's broken up into little videos, all of this in hopes to help you guys be able to really retain the information and not get too overwhelmed. Because, maybe I just had one video where I covered a ton of topics. I don't want to do that. But now let's put it all together, okay? So we've covered the process and we've covered EQ, declicking, denoising, compression, all that good stuff. So how do we put it together? So here's what we do. So I've got my audio here. Let's just say we're done recording an audition or whatever the case may be. And now how am I going to go and just apply everything that we've learned? What order do we need to put these in? Because that actually does matter. So first things first, we start with EQ. So I'm going to go up to my effects. I'm going to go to VST. I'm going to go to Tokyo Dawn Labs and find TDR Nova, right? Because that's what we've been using. Make sure this is set to out. Make sure EQ gain is unchecked like we talked about. And the only thing I'm going to do, the literal only thing I'm going to do here is put on a high pass filter at 60 Hertz. I do mine at 70 just because I found that I can take that much out of my voice and it doesn't hurt it. I don't have a really low voice, but you can just do it at 60 if you're not sure, because 60 is good for anyone's voice and is totally good. And then all you got to do is hit apply. All right, and there we have the EQ. Well, what's next? All right, next up is declicking. So you're going to look for isotope, so VST, isotope, here we go. And then RX10 declick. There it is, RX10 declick. And remember, we want this set to multiband random clicks. Sensitivity can stay at 3. I'm just going to hit apply. All right, and now there goes some mouth declicks, or there goes some mouth clicks. Next would be denoising. Here's the thing. If you don't need to denoise, don't denoise. But for the sake of this video, I am going to. We'll just go to Effect, VST, and we'll just stay with isotope. You can use whatever denoiser you want. You can use the wave's clarity. It's amazing, but I'm just going to stick with isotope because that's what we were using before with the declicker. I'm going to go to RX10 voice denoise, and then I'm just going to set it to adaptive mode. And then set this to like 7, Again, it all depends, when you watch the denoise video, you'll understand what I'm doing here. It kind of just depends, right? So I'm gonna hit apply. Awesome, okay. And then what would be next? Compression. All right, so I'm gonna go to effects, VST, and then just like we do with the free EQ from Tokyo Dawn Labs, we're gonna get the free compressor from them. Here we are, threshold -12, attack 10, release 100, ratio 2:1, makeup 0, leave it alone. Everything else is good, hit apply. And there we have compression. Now the only thing left to do is normalize our audio. So I'm gonna go to effect, and then I'm gonna find normalize, which is probably right, there it is, right in front of me. I'm gonna hit normalize. All we have to do is make sure it is normalizing to -3 dB, all right, and then hit apply. And there you have it. We have finalized our audio. Okay, that's all there is to it. Now, everything you learned so far in processing all of this is very light processing, stuff that won't get you in trouble if you're doing an audition. All right, it's very light processing. But why did I do it in the order I just did it in? Well, if we start with EQ, we're taking away that low end rumble, right? Anything below 60 hertz or even higher depending on your voice. And then next is the declicker. So we're getting rid of mouth clicks next. Okay, cool, awesome. And then by the time it gets to the denoiser, you've already taken out low rumble and you've taken out mouth clicks. So now the denoiser is like, oh, wow, you've made my life so much easier. Now I know exactly the noise that you want me to get out of your audio. It's not fighting with low and rumble and mouth clicks. Now it's just fighting with whatever the noise is you're trying to get rid of. So it makes the denoiser's life a lot easier. And then the compressor is just, it's really just the glue. It's just gluing everything together. The compressor's just gluing it all together. And then finally, you normalize your audio to bring it up to a standard or down to a standard, depending on how loud or not loud your audio was. And that's it. It's actually really simple. And I just want to make this very clear. I think I've already made it clear in a few other previous videos, but I do want to say, look, if you have professionally treated your studio acoustically and it sounds amazing, you've got really good microphone technique, you've set really good levels, you really don't even need to do any of this processing. It's just kind of icing on the cake. But if you've got all those things set that I just mentioned, you're pretty much good to go. And in a lot of cases, I've heard from many other voice actors right now say that they're really not wanting you to do a whole lot to your audio. If anything, like they want you to leave in the breaths and all this stuff. I would suggest just ask your agent, like, hey, what's the trend right now? What are they wanting me to do? Are they wanting me to just leave my audio totally alone and not take out breaths? Like, and just see what they say, because if they're like, yeah, they don't want you to do anything, then listen to it and honor that and just don't do any of this. But if you do want to do any of this, you just learned how, and you just learned in a really responsible way that's not going to get you in trouble. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video.